15 things poor people do that the rich don't. In most people's minds, there is only one way to deal with the expanding gap between the rich and poor. Let's say this simple logic was followed. We all agree to distribute the world's wealth equally among the planet's 7 billion or so inhabitants. Everyone receives roughly $32,500 each. Surely, there will be no more poverty, right? Or maybe that won't be the case. Hello there, welcome back to Expaat TV, your #1 expert advisor. In today's video, we will be sharing 15 things poor people do that the rich don't. Before we get started, if you are new here, you can subscribe to our channel to get more video content like this. Number 1. Poor people don't understand the game. You may begin to wonder, what exactly is the game? Well, it is the numbers game. Poor people are eager to complain about why performers make so much money when a hardworking schoolteacher receives pitiful wages. What they don't realize is that wealth is drawn to numbers. Your earnings are exactly proportionate to the number of individuals you serve efficiently in society, either directly or indirectly. If you have plans of joining the rich class, then you should consider learning how to understand the numbers that draw wealth. Number 2. No birth control with poor people. Well, we all know children are gifts from God, but children also require a good education, appropriate clothing, adequate shelter, and access to proper health care. These cost a lot of money. The irony is that while many poor individuals give birth without constraints, the wealthy prioritize having fewer children. That is how poor people perpetuate a generation of poverty. The next on the list is probably the most common thing poor people do that the rich don't. And that is, poor people have misplaced priorities. We all have different priorities. People decide how to spend their time based on their priorities. Poor individuals prioritize based on emotion and what is more convenient for them. But wealthy people prioritize based on what is more important. Poor people only work for money. The ordinary person desires a job in order to pay their bills and live comfortably. People who are successful labor in order to learn on the job, but you don't often see this with poor people. They are more concerned about what benefits come to them at the end of the month. Now, that's not a good thing to do if you plan on becoming rich. Number 5. Poor people run their lives without a budget. Because poor people lack financial accountability and a systematic approach to managing their finances, they are less likely than others to make detailed financial plans. If you're a wealthy person, you're not going to buy into this financial mayhem. Any financial transactions or agreements made by a wealthy person are meticulously documented in order to avoid impulsive spending. Want to be among the rich class? Consider managing your finances in a more systematic manner. 6. Poor people rely on willpower. Have you ever had a sudden burst of motivation to get things going? Was it possible for you to maintain that level of vigor for a prolonged period? No, I doubt it. Successful people know that willpower and good intentions are not enough. They also know that hard work is necessary. Systems and routines are the only things that keep them running. People in poverty rely on their own strength of character and wonder aloud why they are unable to persist with a haphazard choice. The 7th thing that poor people do that the rich don't do: not practicing self-development. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune, said Jim Rohn. How many low-income persons have access to a mini-library? They believe that reading a book, taking a course, or working with a mentor is a waste of time and money. Meanwhile, the wealthy continue to invest in education. Self-development is vital if you are going to be successful in your pursuit of wealth. Number 8. Poor people have bad saving culture. In order to deal with life's ups and downs, you need to save a large quantity of money. When times go rough, poor individuals often find themselves at the mercy of others because they have little or nothing to rely on. This often makes poor people go into debt, and when you're in debt, joining the rich class becomes even more difficult. Number 9. Poor people watch too much television. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, but overdosing on it is a hazard. Most of the time, poor people waste too much time in front of the TV. Time that they could be using to better their situation. In comparison, the wealthy are more selective about when and how much they watch television. In most cases, they don't watch at all. Number 10. Poor people turn down opportunities. Opportunities can be found in the midst of difficulties and setbacks. For instance, a lot of business ideas came about due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, most of these ideas were developed by the already existing rich class. Poor people do their best to avoid any and all impediments at all costs. And when people flee when faced with adversity, they miss out on the chance to grow and learn. Number 11. Poor people give up too quickly. Tenacity is a trait lacking in many poor people. When things don't go their way, they are quick to give up. When it comes to chasing their ambitions, starting a business, or making life-altering decisions, the poor aren't known for going the additional mile. On the other hand, the rich are often tenacious in nature. This is why they succeed where poor people fail. Number 12. Poor people are master procrastinators. Procrastination is something that everyone does. Poor people, on the other hand, are master procrastinators. They are continuously on the lookout for the ideal moment and opportunity. They feel that the best moment to act is in the future, not today. They end up doing nothing because the future never arrives, and in turn, they remain poor. Number 13. Poor people lack focus. To achieve something meaningful, you must put in a lot of effort. It takes determination to stick to one course until you succeed. This is not a characteristic shared by the majority of the poor. It's unreasonable to expect them to do so. Instead, they'll hop from one scam to the next in need of a little break. Keep in mind that you won't be able to do anything good until you focus your efforts on a single goal. Number 14. Poor people lack vision. It's not uncommon for the poor to be lost. They have no idea where they're going, how they're going to get there, or why they're going there in the first place. They are ignorant of the fact that everything in life is planned. You receive what you ask for in life. If you plan on being rich, then consider setting a clear vision and detailed plan to help you execute your vision. At number 15 is one of the most common characteristics among poor people. They bank on wishes and luck. With new gambling establishments opening their doors on a daily basis, the current growth rate of gambling is worrying. Poor people prefer spending their money on gambling than saving for the future. They put their faith in chance, yet luck has never been the source of significant success for anyone. If you aim to be rich at some point in life, then you need to learn how to live your life, not having to ride on luck. We have come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video and would like to get more content like this, do subscribe to our channel. You can also leave us a comment on any topic you would want us to talk about in the next video.